Órale, órale. It's Monday night, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag PVTers. Y pues ya sabes, Monday Nights is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, IV Vitamin Infusion Therapy, Testosterone, el COVID test. Si piensas que tienes el COVID, llega por ahí, te dan el test. Sermorelin, that is something that's a fountain of youth. You need to give them a call and find out what that's all about. Ladies, that stuff is good for you too. The Sermorelin is great. Peptide therapy. All you got to do is give them a call, 956-441-2188, 956-441-2188. Y pues hagan una cita. También le queremos dar las gracias a The Law Office of René A. Flores, hashtag DWI Expert, 956-316-1991. It's 956-316-1991. What are you waiting for? Put his name and number in your contacts because you never know. Vas a andar en el pedo este summer y te va para la ley, para el bote, papá, y vas a necesitar que salir y que te defiendan. Hashtag DWI Expert is the man to do it. The Law Office of René A. Flores. Before I get any further, I didn't even introduce you to my wife.
I know.
Rally, our producers here.
Hi, welcome to our studio.
Thank you. I was like, it smelled like laundry when I walked in. It smells so good. I love that
you.
smell.
Puro suavitel.
Yes, suavitel and fabuloso.
Hey, it works, man.
Yes, it does.
It works, but
I still have her cleaning. hanging the clothes outside.
that's what Mama likes to do.
My
My mom is old school like that. She likes to do that. I see my mama, but she gets on a little ladder. I look at her and through the window, and she's on the ladder hanging the clothes.
Aww. I love that.
And my daughter's here, Felicia. What's going on,
That is
Felicia?
crazy.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming by and being here with us.
What happened? You made a beautiful daughter.
Thank you.
How'd you do that?
Well, look at me, Shelly. Golly.
You actually, in my opinion, you look better now.
That's what everybody says.
You look great.
Well,
you look great.
I quit drugs and alcohol.
That's
man.
what happened. See, and
I've
I've never done any of those things. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "I've just never been a party girl. I've never been a big drinker. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to have a beer and stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
but
I like to have a keg. That's what.
But I've never been into the party scene. That's just never been me. And it's kept me healthy. And I live a healthy lifestyle too. So. I love being healthy. I love working out. I love running.
You have to be.
You have to. I think
we have
so.
commitments.
Absolutely. Not only that, I mean, genetics, genetics come into play. And, my father, of course, he passed away from heart disease. So, and then my mom, is diabetic. So it's like, I got to take care of myself, man.
And how long has it been since your dad passed
5
away?
years. It will be 5 years, right, Mama? In July, it'll be 5 years.
And that guy was always around. He was spearheading the whole show, man.
Yeah, my daddy didn't play. My daddy didn't play.
Yeah.
But yet, my father was very loving. And very supportive.
He was always cool with me.
Then he liked you.
Yeah.
If he didn't like you, you knew.
Well, I had that thing, like even Abraham Quintanilla, like he was like, he would we'd be in the studio and, hey, Rock, go with me to the store. And
Mr. Q and Daddy were very, very similar in a lot of ways.
And the guys would say, man, dude, that's crazy that Mr. Q, like he likes you
because he doesn't just like anybody.
You have long hair, tattoos, and he doesn't like that shit, man. And like he likes hanging out with you.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know.
No, they're old school men too. They see kind of through people, and they go by vibes.
Yeah.
If they get like weird vibes from you, then that's how my dad was anyway.
I think they also saw that I was very inquisitive about the old school,
Yeah.
That's, ever since I was a young kid, if I found an artist,
right.
I wanted to know the entire history.
That's me.
Yeah,
I love that. And I think there's not enough of the archives of our artists, how they started. David Modis is on my new CD, and I've been a David Modis fan forever. He's very instrumental in my coming into Tejano music.
Hell yeah.
I told him, I said, David, because he was sharing a few stories with me when he was with the Royal Jesters, and I was like, why don't you write about it, dude? Like, document it, because I know I would be interested in knowing how it was for them. I know how it was for us in our generation, but I didn't know before, and I would love to know that. But you're like me. I've ever since I was a little girl, man, I would ask questions about everything. Even still, I like to know how things work, how they operate. I'm a little necia like that.
I wasn't the type to like just open the CD and put the CD in. I'd go like, oh.
You want to know how they made it, where they made it, how they did Yeah.
I mean, I was like,
Yeah.
and then I'd go and I'd meet the person and I'd say, hey, this and that, and they'd be like, wow, this guy knows everything.
Yeah, it's
just
crazy how
and so that's and that's why I created this platform as well.
it's awesome.
Is because I get to sit down with artists, I get to find out and find out about their
Things that not everybody asks.
everybody
That's
asks,
why I
you
love
know.
watching you because
Yeah.
you not only do you know most of us personally, but you get into the meat of things that most people don't. Because there's so much to us outside of music.
Yeah.
Too, but a lot of people don't really know the struggles, like the behind the scenes struggles that we went through. And for me,
What kind of struggles were you going through when you were barely starting out? But how old were you when your dad started taking you on the road? And
okay,
you were like 15 or 16, or how old were you?
well, I started professionally in '82 with the Hot Tamales Band Orquesta in San Antonio. I knew of Tejano music, but I didn't ever sing Tejano music. I grew up listening to other genres and singing like Linda Ronstadt, Dolly Parton, Pat Benatar, Hart. Those were my influences growing up. And then Olivia Newton-John, I was an Olivia Newton-John fanatic.
Yeah.
I still am. I still scream like a little girl when I see her. My girlfriend bought me tickets, and I was screaming the whole time.
What's your favorite Olivia Newton-John song?
Oh, Landslide.
Landslide?
I don't know if you've ever heard that song.
I don't think I've
it
heard
was
that.
a landslide. Yeah, it's a bad song. You need to hear it, y'all. I have a lot of them. But, okay, so I started singing with Hot Tamales, and, they were, of course, Tejano Orquesta. But my sister wanted me to sing with them because they were performing at the wedding. So when they heard me sing, I was singing an Olivia Newton-John song. They were like, oh my gosh, this little girl, I was 10 years old. And they were very impressed by my size and my voice. And they called my father and asked if I could do another gig prior to my sister's wedding. And he's like, well, she only knows one song with you guys. And they're like, it's okay. South side of San Antonio, as soon as I started singing, like all the crowd came to the stage. And I was like, oh man, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
This little phenomenon.
It was just insane to see the people and then, the sax player, like they were clapping for me. He like picked me up and we wound up doing the song encore, like an encore. And I joined the band. That's when they asked if I could join the band. But
at 10 years
at
old?
10 years old. So I recorded about 545s before I signed with Manny Guerra at 17. So 17 is the year, like the age in 89 when I actually... Manny Guerra was my first producer. Those of you that don't know, he's an iconic Tejano record producer. He recorded my very first record at age 10, Break It To Me Gently. And he was my very first producer as a label. And
a lot of artists went through his studio.
oh my gosh, Mafia, Mas, Selena. I mean, the list goes on. Sonny Osuna. He was Sonny's drummer. Sonny Osuna for many years.
And he had Red Moore on
Yeah, Brian Redmore.
I mean, that guy was amazing.
I knew Brian before he started working for Manny because Red was Patsy Torres' bass player. And Patsy Torres was my mentor growing up in Tejano music. So, but Manny sat my parents down because I was a junior in high school at this time. I was already singing, mind you. I was already playing. I had already been performing for 7 years now. But he's like, if Shelly's going to be successful with this first album, which was Tu Solo Tu, she's going to have to go on the road full time. And we were like, okay, I was a junior in high school, so we made the decision for me to, go on the road. And I did. And we never looked back since.
Oh, wow.
I mean, my last day, I went to an all girls high school, okay, private school. So the last day of my junior year of high school was in my school uniform. We had a school bus and that's what we toured in. And the band, Chris, Rudy, all the guys, JJ, they were all in the bus with my parents. They picked me up after school. I literally stepped on the school bus and never looked back.
Orale, hashtag PVTers. First of all, I want to thank you all for your support. And if you like our content, make sure to give us a like. Ay, pégale el thumbs up, papá. Hit the thumbs up. Also, share. Enséñale a todos, tus amigos y tu familia y todos los que ni conoces. Enséñales and share the video. And that way they can start getting hooked up with hashtag PVT también. And make sure to subscribe. If you're not subscribed, what the hell are you doing? You got to subscribe. Hit the little bell. So when we go back live again, you'll be the first ones to get notified.